We're coming up on a new year and it's coming in pretty quickly. We've got about, 7 more days left in 2025, and then we'll be entering over into 2026. But we still have a lot of student loan borrowers who are still in the thick of, just trying to understand everything that has happened in general with federal student loans. And it's been a lot. It's been a lot that has taken place in 2025. There was an election, a new president that came into play, Elon Musk. There was just a lot. There was a lot of things that were taking place. And we still have student loan borrowers who are just confused, absolutely still confused going into a new year. And we know with the passing of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, there's more changes that are coming for 2026, which means that we have student loan borrowers who have to be aware of what these upcoming and pending changes means for them. There was a lot of information that was on social media, especially when it came to Doge and the accessing student loan information and borrowers' private information, getting your student loans discharged under FERPA, all of this information that was taking place. And I wanted to speak to those of you because some of you, with all of the misinformation that was happening, you were submitting things to different agencies, submitting things to credit reporting agencies, all kind of things that were happening. You may be someone, because we know that the Department of Education, the Trump administration, has announced that they are going to be resuming collection efforts on student loan borrowers who are currently or who are in default. And we know, just like with all the confusion, there are borrowers who are in a delinquent status of their student loans and may not even be aware. Or if you are someone who was submitting letters to the credit reporting agencies, especially when that huge viral TikTok video came out about getting your loans forgiven if Doge accessed your information. There were letters that were being sold, just a lot of things that were exploiting student loan borrowers who are literally at the most vulnerable part of their lives in this repayment journey. So if you were someone and you managed to get your student loans deleted from your credit report, you were sending out these letters, it's important that you know, even with that information being deleted from the credit report, that there's still a student loan balance that may be due. And you want to be sure that you're not someone who had your loans removed from your credit report and you're thinking that your loans were forgiven when technically they were just, removed from the credit report. So there's some things I want you to do. All right, let's talk about it. First and foremost, we have to go to studentaid.gov because we got to log into our student aid account. If you're someone who hasn't checked your student aid account in quite a bit, especially like I said, if you got that information removed off your credit report and you're under the impression that you no longer have a student loan balance due, you want to log into your student aid account because this is where you're able to see all of the information that's connected to your federal student loans. So after you log into the account, you're going to be on your dashboard. And basically what you can do is just scroll down and you'll scroll down to where you see My Aid. And that's where you'll see those loans and your grants to let you know if we have a balance that is still being collected on this account. Once you hit view details, that'll give you more information about the loans and if there's any action that needs to be completed, as far as if there's a repayment plan that you need to get yourself enrolled in. You'll also see my loan servicers. That's who your loan servicer is that is currently collecting on the account. You want to make sure that you have an established account with that loan servicer as well. Where you see my activity, that's where you can see if there's any applications that are pending, if you put in anything to get yourself like in another repayment plan, anything like that, anything that you've done on the account is what you'll be able to see. So make sure that we're checking the student aid account. So that way, if there is a balance that needs to be settled, or, if you need to get into a repayment plan, whatever the case may be, that we're taking care of that. So these accounts do not go into a delinquent or defaulted status.